We good? Okay, thank you. Apologies to everyone. We are effectively back up and reconvening the public meeting. Not unlike we did before. It's 10:20 and we have 4 items to discuss, one of which is the operational 25-26 operational budget and the answers to all the questions and the reports that we asked. I'm going to ask only the trustees on the committee because they'll be the ones who will be inconvenienced with the potential switch. We have an opportunity to do 7-1, 7-2, 7-3 tonight and to switch 7-4, do it in a special meeting with no delegations on the 12th, so next Tuesday. Sorry? 10th, sorry. I get to spend my birthday doing an extra meeting. There we go. That only seems appropriate. Okay, so we're just going to do the roll. If you're in favor and you're able to join the meeting on the 12th, 10th, sorry, that will deal only with item 7.4. Trustee DeVitis. Are you available the 12th and willing to attend?
Yeah.
Trustee DeVitis is in favor. Trustee Earhart. Thank you. Trustee Hassan. Trustee Lee. Trustee Hassan, are you able to meet next Tuesday? Starting at 4:30, one item. We're going to deal 7.4 on Tuesday, if we can swing this. You're good? Okay, thank you. Trustee Lee? Trustee Rajwani?
I'm not sure. I have to look at my calendar. I'm driving right now, sorry.
Okay, no worries. Trustee Wong?
Yeah, you said, is it Tuesday the 10th?
Tuesday the 10th, yeah, sorry, that's my fault.
Yes, I can do it.
Okay, thank you. I vote in favor.
I'll
Trustee
make it
Shan-
possible.
Trustee, Tuesday the 10th.
I'm not available.
Okay, Trustee DeVitis is, yeah, no, that was my fault. Okay, we're gonna do it again, just because I kept screwing that up. To be clear, we're talking about moving 7.4 to be the only item of a special meeting on Tuesday, June the 10th, starting at 4:30. I'm not even going to pretend that I know when that would conclude, but that's what's on the table. Trustee DeVitis, you're unable to attend?
No.
So that's a no. Trustee Earhart? Yeah. Okay, thank you. Trustee Hassan? I think he understood the question when he said yes. Trustee Lee isn't there. Trustee Wong, you're good Tuesday?
Yes, I am good.
Okay, and I can go Tuesday. Trustee Shan? Are you with us, Trustee Shan? We'll mark him absent for now. Trustee Patel?
I'm good, Chair. It's Tuesday, the 10th of April. I'm in June, correct?
It just seems like it's April, but yeah, I can identify. Yeah, Tuesday the
Yeah.
10th.
Okay,
Okay,
I'll be
thank
there.
you. We require 4. We had enough for 4, so we're good. So with the remainder of the evening, we'll deal with 7-1, 7-2, and 7-3. Does the director, who would you like to speak to 7-1, please?
Through you, Mr. Chair, I'll speak to 7-1, and this is a summary of the capital budget in public. It provides information on our 25-26 funding based on core ed. We received 296 million. We plan through various programs outlined in the report to spend 342.2 million, and various projects, both capital priorities require POD as well as some POD funded projects are outlined in the report. As well, you'll have a summary breakdown of the major categories of spending of our renewal funding, both renewal and SCI. And we're happy to take any questions to you, Chair.
I'm good. Okay, thank you. Did you want some of that? Okay, does anybody have any questions? Anybody have any questions for the executive officer? Any online? Hearing and seeing none, I need a mover and seconder. Trustee DeVitis, trustee Earhart will second. Thank you. Can we open the vote, please?
Trustee Rajwani in favor.
Thank you, trustee Rajwani.
Patel in favor.
Patel's in favor. Trustee Hassan, trustee Shan, trustee Wong, can you share how you vote, please?
And trustee Wong in favor.
Thank you. Trustee Hassan was going to his car, was hoping to walk, so we'll mark him absent. We've been unable to get trustee Shan for a little while. We'll mark him absent. As long as we still have quorum, then we're good, and that passes. Thank you. Director, who will speak to item 7.2, which is the second quarter interim financial report.
Through you, Mr. Chair, I'll be speaking to that report as well. And I'm happy to report, as of our second quarter, we are still on track to have a balanced budget as presented to you, and things have been unchanged. On page 14 of the report, we outlined the differences that net to zero across. There's been a core increase of 1.9 million. Some Bill 124 original funding, we absorbed a 3.5, and we had staffing changes that were a positive reduction in costs of 0.7 million, and facilities between utility costs and operational, we have a negative 2.2, and in central savings not achieved at this point in time, 3.9. But again, it nets out to a zero impact overall. There are three areas we continue to monitor for risks and assumption. One is around our supply costs, gapping and temp costs, and we continue to monitor if we see anything abnormal reported at the year-end process. And of course, inflation, we are looking at to ensure that any impact of tariffs is accounted for, and we're monitoring that closely. And the third area of risk for us is interest rates. And as the Bank of Canada announced today, they're holding interest rates stable, but they are at a lower level. So we are always ensuring that we invest our excess cash in the best profitable yield for the board. Appendixes A, B, and C provide information in the ministry's layout of reports that basically, again, nets to a zero impact. Happy to take any questions, Chair.
Thank you, Executive Officer Schneider. Do you have any questions for staff? Seeing none online, trustee Earhart.
Thanks very much for the line, other central operational expenses, central savings not achieved. Were those, which savings were those? Were those the savings proposed by the board around absences last year, the projected versus, or what is that savings not achieved? It's 3.9 million.
So through you, Chair, these were central savings from operating expenses that were to be achieved in year. We haven't achieved the full savings as of this point in time. In general operating expenses, it had nothing to do with absentee.
You're good?
Yep, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Seeing no further questions, I need a mover and seconder for receipt. Trustee Earhart, trustee DeVitis, can we open the vote, please? Trustee Rajwani, can you share how you vote, please?
In favor.
Thank you.
Trustee Patel in favor.
Sorry?
In favor.
Trustee Patel is in favor. Thank you, sir. Trustee Hassan, are you able to share how you vote? We'll mark him absent. Please close the vote.
Wong in favor.
Oh, sorry, Trustee Wong. I thought
That's
we
okay.
had you. Forgot we had you. And with that passes 6-0. Thank you. We will now move to item 7.3, which is capitals project status update, which was on page 21 of the document.
Thank you. Through the chair, this is a report for receipt, a biannual report providing an update on the capital and renewal programs. Board, capital, Appendix A, I would add, provides a summary regarding the proposed amendments to Protect Ontario by Building Faster and Smarter Act, Bill 17. We provide a summary of what we see are the changes in that act. Appendix B provides an update regarding our major capital projects. I'm happy to announce that we do have 5 capital projects that are completed or near completion and will be ready for students starting September 2025. The report also provides an update regarding the renewal report and the list of all the renewal projects that are planned and underway for 25-26, as well as those that are still in construction for this year. One thing we tried to do a little differently in Appendix C was to make the project descriptions in more plain language so that they would be more easily understood by people. And that report, that list of all those projects, 1,400 projects total, is provided on our website. And the location where it is available on our website is provided in the report. We also provide a couple tables in the report, one showing the commitment timelines for each of the funding sources, SCI and SRA, and one showing the current and anticipated use of funding, including noting that in 25-26, we will begin using proceeds of disposition to continue to maintain that level of investment in our schools, which is for the last couple of years has been between $400 and $450 million a year. And lastly, the report does provide an update regarding our security camera replacement program. We have another 10 schools that will be done this summer. And we have secured both unit rates from the low bid contractors so that we can just keep installing cameras as we go forward into the school year. And we have finalized camera location maps at 22 schools. The report does mention there is a new funding source that was made available by the ministry, $1.3 million per year for 3 years. And we're going to use this funding this year to install vape detectors at 4 pilot schools. We've been working with Caring and Safe Schools, who in turn have been working with the principals at those schools. So we're going to start that this summer. And then we are going to install cameras at some elementary and middle schools because this funding can be used to install cameras in buildings that did not have camera systems before. Our other cameras projects are being funded through school condition improvement grant because they are in fact replacement cameras. And finally, just to note in the report, we are still required to place signage, Ontario built signage, for projects that are over $250,000 or have a duration of 90 days or more. Currently, we have 328 signs installed to date. The cost of the signs is charged back to the renewal projects, and we've provided information about that in the past and available to answer any questions you may have about what is a significant amount of work to improve our buildings and build new schools.
Thank you, Executive Officer Pachetti, and congratulations to you and your team for all the work and the detailed report and we shouldn't have to hear in public anymore how we're not spending the money. So that in itself is an encouraging thing. Does anybody have any questions for Executive Officer Pachetti or staff? Trustee Shishkandaraja.
Thank you through you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Maya. Just a question. How were the 22 schools selected?
Thank you through the chair. We have worked with Caring and Safe Schools, and we did present a report, I think about 2 years ago, or maybe a year and a half ago, detailing some of the criteria that were being looked at to determine which would be the first group of schools to go forward. We're very much relying on information from Caring and Safe Schools to make that determination. I'd be happy to send trustees a copy of that report, which lists that criteria that we looked at before as a refresher.
Thank you. That would be much appreciated, as well as if we could get the list of the pilot school for the vape detectors. I know that's a real popular ask, so that would be really appreciated. Since it's only 4, I'm hoping they're spread across the city. Is it safe to say that that's the case?
Through the chair, yes, it is. Yes. And when I think the pilot is intended to really have sort of 2 outcomes. One is to allow us to better understand the technology, to find a preferred type of vape detector that meets our needs, because as there are quite a few out there. And second is to understand from the principal's point of view and the school's point of view, you know, are they getting the information they want? What is the kind of information they need? Is there anything else we need to take into consideration with these?
Thank you. Through you, Mr. Chair, is there any advocacy from the federal government in terms of if we could get funding the way that they did with the tobacco campaigns back in the day? Because, vaping is one of the biggest issues I'm sure we all deal with when it comes to our high school schools. And this is, there's sort of differing opinions on how effective these monitors are. But it's something parents ask for. And so do you know if that's something, have we made those asks? Is there scope for that? Yeah, it seems like this generation's, what cigarettes was to ours.
Thank you. And through the chair, I think you raise a very good point that it's not just about putting devices in washrooms, that there needs to be some sort of education program that goes along with this. Anecdotally, I have heard that other boards have, put that forward as a campaign. It is not something I have direct knowledge of from our point of view, but it's certainly something I can take away and try to do a little bit more research through our own health and safety department, but also through Caring and Safe Schools to see, are there programs out there, educational programs that can be deployed in schools. So thank you for that suggestion, and I will take it back and look into it.
Thank you, Maya, through Mr. Chair. Having worked in sort of the community service space point in my life, I remember, the tobacco campaigns would come with sizable funding. And so, I think that would be something to look into. My last question is about the signage. So did I understand that properly, that we have to pay for these signs, the school renewal signs, and how much do they cost?
Thank you. And through the chair, so we are allowed to charge the cost of the signage back to the actual project. And the cost of the signage is in the report. I'm just turning to that page. It's approximately $100 per sign. We do use our own employees to install the signage and the manufacturing, because we're permitted to manufacture the same signage. We get a bulk rate discount because we have so many produced every time we place an order. So it's about $100 a sign.
Trustee Srikantaraja, do you
Yes.
have any?
Sorry,
further
was
questions?
that figure, I know Maya, through you, Mr. Chair, said she was gonna tell us the fee. Did I miss it?
Yeah, she,
what we're-
$100 a sign. Because we get to
$100?
do it,
Okay.
we get to do it internally. So we do them in volume, so the rate's pretty good. And then we get
Okay,
to charge it back to the project so that that's from an accounting point of view, how that's done.
Okay. All right. Thank you. That's all for me.
Thank you, trustee Srikantaraja. Just anecdotally, Director, is it possible to check with the ministry around potential curriculum changes in terms of the health and physical education as it pertains to vaping, whether they're moving in that, including that, or making that a point of emphasis? Is there a way to do that?
Thank you, through you, Chair. We can check on that. All the curricula are on a cyclical review, so we can check where the health and phys ed curriculum is in that review and how vaping will be considered in that or any other curriculum change.
Okay, thank you, because that would be helpful, because to the trustee's point, there may be some further advocacy during the point later on down the road about something like that. And trustee Earhart, you're next.
Okay, thanks very much. And I don't have too many questions here again, just like I didn't for the second quarter interim financial report. That's because I found the reports very clear and reiterated items that had already been updated to the board. So I just wanted to acknowledge that, like how well done and very clear the reports were. For the capital projects update, I want to note the Appendix A that references Bill 17 and the implications. It made reference to the green, to the changes to the green standard that we'll have to look at more. I would note that it also mentioned around shadow studies. And that is a loss in our community, because that's something where we really, I've received those studies as trustee and what that means when there's a development being proposed and what it means for children in their outdoor time and learning during the day. So that it's unfortunate that we won't be receiving that information anymore because that bill was approved today with removal of that ability. Okay, so there were a few things I wanted to ask about. There's several Ciprex roofing projects referenced, and I also note that there was targeted funding announced and that we'll get further details. I just wanted clarification. I do remember we received last year quite a bit of detail about Ciprex roofing projects in the queue. Are all of our Ciprex roofing projects related to the concrete, the reinforced concrete that has been deemed problematic? Thank you.
Yes, thank you. So the technical name is reinforced aerated something concrete rack. We use the term Ciprex. It's sort of equivalent to saying Kleenex instead of tissue. Our Ciprex roofs are the exact, that concrete decking material that was used in very many buildings in the 70s and early 80s. It is a concrete structural material. So over time, in our weather in particular, it shows some sign of cracking. So we have been consistently replacing those roofs. We monitor them regularly throughout the seasons. And we have a plan to replace all of them. If additional funding is made available, we can advance the replacement. Right now, our last few roofs will be done in 28, 29. But when the funding comes, it may be an opportunity for us to advance and get more of them done. Challenge is we have to do this work in what is effectively 8 weeks. That is a very, very tall order. We've been able to do it, and we will do our most to do that. It's not even so much a matter of do we have enough contractors? It's more a matter of just the scale of the work in 8 weeks. But we're very experienced in doing this work.
Okay, thank you very much. And I'm happy to hear that the funding, once we get more details, hopefully it will mean that we can get more of these projects done. Though I'm happy to hear that we're continuing to monitor and that we're in a position where the buildings are safe. And so thank you. I too wanted to get more details about the security cameras and the vape detector installation pilots. So that would be great. Thank you. If we could get some updates on Trustees Weekly, in particular around the pilot, which schools are being used and how, what the duration of the pilot is. I also wanted to ask about the climate report as it was referenced here. And the introduction of mechanical ventilation. And I know it was mentioned during our climate discussions, but this report specifies starting to look at I believe it's single story projects for mechanical ventilation. So I wanted to ask again for more just information on that, just confirming that and what the rationale is for starting with those projects. Thank you.
Thank you. And through the chair, yes, our intent is to begin small, in part because we need to understand sort of what are some of the challenges when you introduce mechanical ventilation to an existing building. Single story suggests that you won't have as much challenge with mechanical ventilation, or sorry, with ducts, running ducts through the building. But we also need to understand what it means from a electrical load, structural load, controls in the building. So we selected these buildings because they are typologies that are relatively simple to study, and our intent would be to come back at the next capital update report with a little bit more information about those projects and what they tell us about rolling this out to larger buildings.
Okay, thank you very much. And I was wondering, when we're looking at the mechanical ventilation, are we also considering adding cooling at this time to those buildings, or just adding the potential for cooling? Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Trustee Earhart. In fact, we did talk about that as part of our acknowledgement that we need to make our schools more climate resilient and dealing with extreme heat temperatures earlier in the season, later in the season. We are looking at adding air conditioning at the same time. Again, that's another important reason to sort of start small in a manageable way to understand what that means as well.
Okay, thank you very much. And I think that's very good news to get started. Of course, if there is more money, as we as a board have continued to advocate, there would be more potential over time to scale up to meet what we see as an urgent and emerging need. So thank you. I did want to also ask about the very long list of projects underway that is in here. And there are many that are listed as in progress. And so just in the community I represent alone, I know there can be a wide range of in progress. So just wondering if you could clarify what in progress means, and thank you.
Thank you very much. So yes, in progress basically means that a project is in design development, getting ready to be tendered. As I've explained before, some of our projects take a bit of time to have the scope of the work and the technical requirements worked out. Some of our projects also involve consulting with the community, a lot of our site projects, for example, and that takes time. So in progress is really sort of the catchphrase for in design development. my recommendation to trustees, please, if you have any questions specific to projects in your schools, your facility team leader is your first point of contact. And they can often connect you directly to the project supervisor who's working on a project as well.
Okay, thank you very much. So I will follow up with any other specific questions, though staff have been incredibly helpful in following up to get details on some of the projects. So thank you very much for that. I just wanted to flag for other trustees before my time is up that in Appendix F, list of school grounds and interiors revitalization, that Kapapamachakwe School is listed for play equipment replacement for the 2025-26 school year. I would note that it's not a replacement. It would be new play equipment, and that the school's been advocating for 9 years, I understand, for this. So this is a very welcome development, and I want to thank staff for advancing this simultaneous to the request for a new school. It's very important for the community, and I appreciate seeing it here. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Earhart. I'm going to take a motion to extend for 15 minutes. I got you, Trustee Patel. I know you're on the list. We're getting there. I just need a motion to extend 15 minutes. Trustee DeVitis will move. Trustee Earhart will second. All in favor? Opposed, if any? Okay. That passes. So we're good till quarter after. Trustee Patel.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, Maya, for this report. John A. Leslie, it's not one of my school, but I did got a call from Trustee Goss. Their school did not qualify for the grounds improvement. Is there any particular reason, Maya, you are aware of why it did not qualify for this capital project? Improvement, sorry.
Thank you, Trustee Patel. Excuse me. Thank you, Trustee Patel. I don't know the specifics of that project. I can certainly look into it. There may be a couple reasons. It may simply not have been ready for this year. We have a lot of projects, as I said, that take a fair amount of time to develop to get them ready to go to construction or to go to tender, and it just may not have been ready. And we also have limited funding as well, but I will certainly take a look at that, and I can send both you and Trustee Goss a update on that.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Maya. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Trustee Patel. I'm going to pass the chair to Trustee Earhart. Good, thank you. I just have one question. The new equipment for Wandering Spirit, is that being built in conjunction with the new school we're hoping to be built? So it's not like we're going to put it somewhere that it wouldn't interfere if one day the stars align and we ultimately get to build them the school that they richly deserve?
Yes, thank you, Trustee McLean. That's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to locate it somewhere where it can continue to stay there even after we build the new replacement school.
Okay, thank you. And I'll take the chair back. Thank you. I need a mover and seconder for receipt. Trustee DeVitis, Trustee Earhart, all in favor? Opposed, if any? So we're going to assume that passed. Thank you. Before I take a motion to recess, I want to thank staff for the abundance of work that went into 7.4, the amount of information that is there. Now we are going to recess and restart this meeting on the 10th. I will encourage trustees in the interim, because D-Day is largely the 16th for us, that if you're contemplating, after reading all the material, if you have additional questions or potential additional report ideas, that you share them with Associate Director Zucker, so that in the course of the work that they're preparing, they may be able to do that quickly and in advance. We want to take advantage, because if we wait till Tuesday and then if we start issuing new requests for new reports. Time is getting rather short. And with that, I'll take a motion. I need a mover and seconder for recess, please. Trustee
Trustee-
DeVitas,
Trustee Patel,
Trustee Patel, thank you. All in favor? I need one online. Those opposed?
Aye.
Okay, thank you, Trustee Wong. And with that, we're in recess. Thank you all.
thank you, everyone. Good night.
Thank you.